So today we're going to be making the DC-17 Clone Wars Blaster. I think I got that name right. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. But I know it's the Clone Wars Blaster. Clone pistol, I guess you could say. Long story short, I have these, a bunch of these that I cut out when I tried to attempt this before. There they are. I'm going to use them in my newest construction of this just to make it right. And then I have this piece, which is the top piece, but I'm going to change how I'm doing this. Instead of cutting this out and then adding the details back in, I thought of a not dumb way to do it where I just cut it out with the details still in there and everything fits the way it needs to. So I'm gonna break out my handy dandy scroll saw and cut some plastic. What I did was I took some of that PVC foam board, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But for smaller props like this, it works great. Small props where you need like good flat pieces and a lot of it, it comes in pretty handy. But basically what I did is I just found a 3D model online that I liked. It was I believe it was free. I'll put a link up for the 3D model that I did use in case you guys want to get the model to 3D print or use or do whatever with. But I chose to still build it, but just use it as a reference. It's not the animated Clone Wars blaster, but I don't think we've ever seen it in the live action movie either. So it's kind of a strange mix between the two. I think it's labeled as like a realistic looking one. Knock off all this little, like the little pieces. One thing about this stuff is like the plastic, it melts at a very low temperature. So just from the blade cutting it, it kind of melts it back together. But that is okay because it doesn't create like a perfect bond. We can just take like a little razor blade or something and just kind of scrape that right off. No problemo. So this is the start of the gun. First things first though, I am going to try, if I can, to minimize sanding by just trimming this piece up a little bit with the belt sander. This is all fairly close. I mean, I'll turn that off before someone tries to get me for some like safety rules. But we're looking at something roughly like this. And like, when you see it like this, it's coming together, man. It starts to look a little like something. So we're just gonna keep pushing on. And hopefully by the end of it, we got a really cool Star Wars blaster. I mean, sci-fi prop. I guess I should talk about why I haven't been uploading lately. I wish I had a good excuse, but honestly just haven't really been in the mood for it. I did start a new job recently, so I guess that's kind of part of it, you know, adjusting to that new job. But I've been there a few months now. I don't know, I just haven't been in the biggest, well, I haven't been in the biggest video mood, because I still kind of craft on things here and there. Like, I got 2 or 3 other projects that are, like, kind of in the works. I haven't been in the biggest mood to record the videos, and to be honest, there for a while, I kind of considered quitting doing the videos altogether. And, but I also didn't want to build without recording it, because I was like, what's the point of building it if I don't record it? Because that's, you know, killing 2 birds with 1 stone if I make a video and a prop all together. And I don't know, I guess you could just say I got discouraged for a while. I wasn't feeling it, but I'm trying to get back in the groove of it. I do miss it somewhat. Well, a little bit more than somewhat. And then right here, I went ahead and made the trigger guard as well. Same way as I kind of cut out, just like, you know, cut it out of the template, trace it onto the plastic, cut it out of the plastic, sand it to make it comfortable, and then glue it to the rest of the plastic. That's really all. Like, this build it's not an overly complicated build. It's really just a matter of layering pieces together. Like, as you see right here, there's 2 pieces of white 2mm Centra on either side of the trigger guard piece, because I decided it needed to just be a little bit thicker. But I do come back later and still cut some of that off, because I only needed it on the trigger guard itself, not the little rail that runs all the way up the front of the gun. I didn't need it there, so I ended up coming back and cutting that and sanding that down later. And then, like I said, it's just a matter of layering it up. There's not much intricate work to this gun. Really, all of this could have been cut just with a razor blade, because the PVC Centra plastic, it's rigid, but it's soft against a blade. Like, a blade can cut through it pretty easily. You just run a few lines on it with your razor blade or box cutter or whatever you're using, and then it'll just snap off where you want it. Now we technically have a fully fabricated DC-17. But next, I just need to come in and round off certain parts that need to be just a little bit softer on their edges and not so rough. I still got to come in and clean that back up, and like I said, round some stuff off, and then angle some stuff, fill and sand, and just, now we're in the prepping stage. We got to prep it out and get it ready for a very, I was gonna say a very sick paint job, but actually a fairly simple paint job. So I must admit, I am a liar. I truly don't mean to be deceitful, but we are still not done. I forgot about the like top rail sight piece. Now, before I guarantee you, let me double check, make sure. Yes, finally. Everything is fully assembled on the DC-17 blaster. Now we just gotta sand and prep for paint. But, long story short, the reason I decided to make this blaster is because this is probably my favorite blaster in all of Star Wars. Of all the blasters I have seen, this is my number 1 draft pick. Okay, this is my favorite looking blaster. I don't know why, but it just caught my eye. And so, with that being said, I would love to know your favorite Star Wars blaster.
It turned off on me. I wasn't paying attention.
But then again, I'm also very pumped up for the release of Tears of the Kingdom, so I'm hoping to do maybe a Zelda build or two. I haven't done one of those yet. Wait, I've done the Yiga Mat, but I haven't done like a Zelda sword, not a video of it. I've made 2 traveler's swords and a soldier's broadsword, but they never got to these. Matter of fact, you can see those on my Instagram. But yeah, I'm kind of pumped up for that game, so I do kind of want to make something from those.
So everything is all puttied up. It's kind of like a red accent version, like do black and red, like custom paint job. But that's besides the point. Long story short, it's all puttied up. It's ready to go. I just gotta let it dry for God knows how long, then come back, sand it, and then yeah. So yeah. So we have the blaster built, puttied, primed, like it's ready for paint. Like, it's not super clean or nothing. Like, it has its like, you still see some of the seam lines and stuff. Like, it's not perfect, but once we hit it with black paint, I think it will look beautiful enough to be what it's supposed to be. So it's prime, prepped, ready to go. So now all we gotta do is paint it black.
And then I got lazy about the paint job altogether. I let the primer sit for like, I think, a few more days, just out of no desire to actually work on it. I had some black airbrush paint, and so I was like, cool, and just hit that with like 2 or 3 coats of that and just left it. I didn't even clear coat it or anything.
Okay, so first things first, I completely forgot to record like the B-roll, like close-up show-off shots of the blaster. And I kind of can't do that right now because my workbench is covered with other project stuff and a bowl from pasta, I think. Long story short, here's the blaster pretty much complete. I do think at some point I would like to come back and add some weathering to this gun and, you know, make it look a little bit more worn in, battle damaged. But so far, I like the way it looks. I think it gets its point across. I think you see it and you know more or less what it is. It's not exactly the Clone Wars version, but it's the more realistic version. And yeah, it looks, I'm happy with how it looks.
Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did and didn't sometimes. Sometimes it was fun, sometimes it wasn't as fun, but overall I still enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did too. So I hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned for the next. What do I always say? I just forgot my ending. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next one. I think that's it. Yeah.